the place that made these refused to make them for me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What? Oh,
No. Let me explain. They said that their ovens had gone down, all kinds of stuff, but folks went and got them anyway, which is why I'm not telling you who made them. But can't be because I'm a woman, but perhaps they did not like my politics.
Yeah.
And I know how hard my family has worked to keep this business alive. My bakers come in 2 or 3 in the morning just to have donuts and rolls for everybody to come in and say, we have the best rolls ever. This is what makes Holtermann's. It's the community.
So if you haven't heard the story by now, Whoopi Goldberg, as you can see there, learning the hard way that going after a Staten Island institution can be a recipe for controversy. Thousands of customers lined up outside Holtermann's bakery to show their support after the View co-host accused that bakery of political discrimination. Community leaders calling on her to apologize, but instead, here's the update. She appears to double down in this new video.
There seems to be a lot of talk about the dessert I requested for my birthday show. I never mentioned the name of the bakery or the location. It does seem a little odd that when we called a few weeks before my birthday and we were told they couldn't process the order for my birthday because of an equipment failure, but somehow they were able to accept an order of a different 48 of the same dessert when somebody else called without using my name. But it's all okay, y'all, because I enjoyed my delicious dessert and I had a happy, sweet birthday.
Looks like cleanup on aisle 6 to me. Joining us now is Staten Island Borough President Vito Fossella. Thank you very much for being here. We saw you at that news conference. I mean, you lit the crowd up. You have people lining up outside the bakery because they feel bad for what's happened to this institution, the Staten Island institution. Welcome to you. Did that clear anything up, that video with Whoopi Goldberg there?
No, not at all. In my opinion, first of all, the story here is Holtermann, the family is wonderful. They're the salt of the earth. They've had a business for 146 years. Not many people can say that. They have an impeccable reputation. People love them and their business. And then this woman went on national television and basically misrepresented what happened. And, you know, to have a platform like that and disparage, potentially, arguably defame a business that has no recourse in the court of public opinion, and they were devastated. And what we said, we were going to stand up for those businesses, and we're not going to take the abuse. She may have had the bully pulpit, but she came across as a bully, if you ask me. And the family, not being used to this, said, you know, what do we do? So the Staten Island community stood up and stood strong and stood up for the Holtermann family, the Holtermann bakery. And I commend the Holtermanns for just having the grace to take the high road, and the Staten Island community stepping out, waiting online hour after hour to say we support Holtermann's. But it could have been any small business. It could have been anybody who was attacked on the national airwaves for something they didn't do.
You know, as a reporter, I step back from the story and I say, well, you know, could have something happened there that maybe we didn't see? Maybe there was somebody. This is just me asking you, based on the facts that you have at hand, could there have been somebody behind the register who didn't like the idea that this was for Whoopi Goldberg and said, not today?
So the facts are the boiler that they had in place that they need to make the cakes was about 60 or 70 years old. They were planning on replacing it. They didn't know how long it would take to replace. So Jill Holtermann actually did the right thing by telling the woman, we can't commit to it. We would hate for you to have a birthday party and the boiler would still be down. So, you know, go someplace else. And then the boiler was fixed, probably in less time than they anticipated, and then people could buy cakes again. She was not the only one that was declined.
So they send somebody else in there
after the fact.
After it was fixed.
Correct.
And so she connects the dots and says, oh, they'll serve them without my name attached to it, but they wouldn't serve me.
Yeah, and she wouldn't, you know, the old expression, she wouldn't accept the truth. And somehow it was this, perhaps a degree of self-absorption that everybody thinks of politics every day. We just heard Jill, her and her workers are at work sometimes 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to prepare every day. You think she really cares about politics? Her customer base or across the board, she wants to do well in business. My main concern was that this woman took to the national airwaves and sought to destroy a company.
She didn't say the name of the company, and I'm not defending her in any way, but she didn't say it then. In her clarification on Instagram there, that video. She also didn't say the name of the company, and she reminded people she didn't say this. So the question now is there a case of defamation as the legal, in the proper legal format? I'll put this up on the screen. This is Jonathan Turley's take. He says why defamation suit against Whoopi Goldberg could be piece of cake. The implied accusation against the bakery could fit into a per se category of impugning business or professional integrity. Goldberg's statement was clearly meant to impugn the reputation and professional standing of the bakery. It can be argued as defamatory per se by implication, says Jonathan Turley.
Got to respect that opinion, and I don't think if it went before a jury that people would think differently. Although she did not mention the name, in a matter of minutes or hours, it was deduced that the company itself was Holtermann's. And again, I get back to, it was a misrepresentation of what happened, and rather than give the benefit of doubt to the business owner, she goes on national television, and by the way, the first calls that the family got were not nice calls. They were borderline threatening calls.
Wow.
And it was at that point we stepped up and said, we're not going to take this. We're not going to let this poor family suffer at the abuse of somebody who's going to seek to disparage, potentially defame. And you never know. If they didn't have a good reputation, that business could be destroyed. How is that good in this country? And it happened to be Holtermann's. It happened to be on Staten Island. We happened to be there to support them. But this could have been any business, small business around the country.
And they happen to make a dynamite Charlotte Russe dessert. So I've heard. Okay, so just to move this story forward, have you talked to the family? Do they have plans to file a lawsuit?
I have spoken with the family, but not about litigation. That'd be totally, that's in their court.
And how's business? People lining up at first.
As I say, I got to commend the people of Staten Island, but we got calls from around the country. The Holtermanns did, around the world. People from Europe have been weighing in, people from the Philippines, all over to say, because they see this for what it is. They see this as an abuse by somebody on somebody who's just trying to go out and make a business. And if the Holtermanns didn't have an impeccable reputation for these 146 years, who knows where this would be, but the people know who they are and they stepped forward. So business, fortunately, has been booming. So any attempt to abuse them has backfired tremendously.
If there's one thing I know about the Staten Island community, it's that you all are tight and you have each other's backs.
So Staten Island, we have about 500,000 people. We have a small town feel, and we're there for each other. It's a solidarity like no other around the country, and maybe we should send a message out, don't mess with Staten Island.
There you go, from the borough president. Thank you very much for joining us. Good to have you on the program. John, it sparked a lot of conversation about what happened there, and it does appear that she sort of doubled down in that video. It could have just been I'm sorry if I incorrectly drew the conclusion, but it seems she said something just was odd.
Why in this day and age of social media would you ever fall on your sword and say, you know what, I got it wrong, I'm really sorry. I will, every birthday from now until the day I die, I will make sure that I put in my order for the Charlotte Russe cake from the fabulous Holtermann's bakery. No, you got to keep up the fight, because that's the way it is these days. Nobody ever admits that they were wrong. But I think that to speak to Mr. Fossella's view, I think the strongest statement, you can talk about litigation, but I think the strongest statement that could possibly be made is the statement that came from the Staten Island community and the way that they gathered together to support that age-old business.
And lined up around the block. Amen. Yep. All right. Thanks so much.
And may they continue to be lined up around the block.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.